contingent, pending, taking backup offers, first right of refusal. What does these mean? Well, contingent and pending are kind of very similar. Contingent is a buyer does have the home under contract, so they are going through the motions of purchasing that property, but they're contingent upon something. It could be contingent upon them getting financed, or contingent upon them having home inspection, but it is contingent upon something before they can reach the closing table. But it is under contract with a current buyer. Pending, same thing. You're under contract. A buyer is going through the motions of purchasing that home, so it is pending. Sometimes it still could mean there's a pending process in place, but they are pending, going through the motions of reaching the closing table. Taking backups, under contract again with a buyer, but the seller is continuing to take offers and looking to accept a backup offer. So if it's a home you really like and you didn't get it the first time and they are offering backup offers, maybe it would be a good benefit for you to get in as a backup offer, because nothing's guaranteed until you reach the closing table. First right of refusal, not used very much in my area right now, simply because it is a seller's market, surplus of buyers. But if you do happen to see a first right of refusal, what that is meaning is there is a buyer purchasing that property, but they have a first right of refusal on it, meaning they can't quite purchase it right yet. Something's having to happen first. And most of the time, it's generally they have a house to sell. So they are wanting to purchase the house, but they got to sell their house first. So generally, they'll put a first right of refusal on there. If this is something that the seller has to agree to at the very beginning. And again, like I say, it's very hard in our market because we have surplus of buyers, and it's very hard for a buyer to even get that kind of offer accepted in the first place. But if they do, this is what happens. If a seller gets another offer in that doesn't have that contingency, and it's an offer they're kind of wanting to accept, they will go back to the buyer who has the home under contract currently, and whatever days you guys agreed on, buyer and seller agreed upon, on the first right of refusal, it could be 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then that comes into play. Seller will go to the buyer, say, hey, I got an offer in, looks really great, we're kind of wanting to go with this. Can you remove your contingency and move forward with the contract? So whatever days that y'all agreed upon, that kicks in. So those so many days, that buyer has to work on removing their contingency. And if they cannot, then they are released from the contract. New offer comes in, becomes the new contract. So yeah, that it can be kind of frustrating. It's pros and cons on both sides. So it's something you really want to understand and have explained to you if you go to accept and want to do a first right of refusal. But there are definitely benefits to it. So if you see any of those, it's kind of what the meaning is. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I would love to answer them.